It happened at 3:27 in the morning. Jim, 68, had just gone to bed like every other night. He ate dinner around 9 p.m., watched a little TV, took his sleeping pill, and dozed off on the couch. But at 3:27 a.m., his wife heard a strange sound. When she rushed in, he was on the floor, confused, unable to move his left side. Jim had suffered a stroke in the middle of the night. You might think, that won't happen to me. But let me ask you this. Do you eat late? Do you wake up dehydrated? Do you take sleeping pills without checking your blood pressure? If you answered yes to any of those, you could be repeating the very mistakes that nearly cost Jim his life. After age 65, your body changes in ways that most people don't understand. And what you do at night, something you might believe is harmless, can silently increase your risk of stroke while you sleep. In this video, I'll walk you through 5 of the most common nighttime habits that many seniors still follow. Habits that may seem normal, even healthy. But here's the truth. They're not just myths, they're dangerous. And the most dangerous one? It's the 5th. The one almost everyone ignores, but it's the one that silently raises your blood pressure as you sleep. So don't go anywhere, because by the end of this video, you won't just know how to protect yourself. You'll learn how to sleep safer, wake up stronger, and possibly avoid the stroke that no one ever sees coming. And if you're over 60 or care about someone who is, I want you to do 3 things right now. First, hit the like button so more seniors can see this life-saving information. Second, subscribe so you don't miss what I'm going to share next week, because next week's video reveals a silent morning habit that's linked to a 70% increase in stroke risk. And third, whatever you do, do not click away, because if you stop watching before the end, you might miss the one thing your doctor never warned you about. Let's begin. Part 1. The myth of just a glass of water. Let me ask you something. Have you ever gone to bed thinking, I should drink some water before I sleep? It's good for my health? That's a very common belief, especially among older adults who are told to stay hydrated. But here's the truth. Drinking too much water right before bed could silently raise your stroke risk, especially after 65. Let me explain. When you drink a full glass of water and lie down right afterward, your kidneys are forced to stay active during your sleep cycle. That puts extra strain on your cardiovascular system at a time when your body is supposed to be resting. Your blood pressure may fluctuate. Your heart rate can become irregular, and worst of all, if you're already prone to high blood pressure or poor circulation, this can be a recipe for disaster. You might also find yourself waking up at 2 or 3 in the morning to go to the bathroom. That late-night bathroom trip might not seem like a big deal until you stand up too fast, your blood pressure drops, and your brain doesn't get enough oxygen. That's how nighttime strokes often begin. A sudden shift in blood pressure, a moment of imbalance, and a brain that's not ready to handle the shock. And yet, the myth continues. Stay hydrated at all costs. But the truth? Timing matters. Yes, hydration is important, but drinking large amounts of water right before bed is not the way to do it. Here's what doctors recommend instead. Stop drinking large amounts of fluid about 2 hours before bedtime. If you're thirsty, take just a few sips, not a full glass. And if you're taking blood pressure medication, talk to your doctor about the best time to take it to avoid overnight pressure spikes. Now, Are you surprised by this? Type yes in the comments if this is something you've done before. Or better yet, share what time you usually stop drinking water at night. You might just help someone else reading the comments. And stay with me, because in Part 2, we'll talk about something even more common than drinking water. A food many seniors eat before bed, thinking it helps them sleep. But it's quietly increasing their stroke risk every night. Ready? Let's move on. Part 2. The hidden danger of a light snack before bed. It's late. You finished dinner hours ago. Maybe watched some TV, read a book. And just before bed, you think, I'll have a little snack. Just something light to help me sleep. For many seniors, this harmless habit includes things like a piece of toast with butter, a small bowl of cereal, or even a slice of cheese. It feels comforting, familiar, even healthy. But here's the truth. Eating, even a small amount, too close to bedtime, can quietly raise your stroke risk after age 65. Here's why. When you eat late at night, your digestive system has to stay active while the rest of your body is trying to wind down. Instead of resting and repairing, your metabolism is forced to work overtime, raising your blood sugar and insulin levels during a time when they should be steady and low. Now, combine that with age-related changes. After 65, your blood vessels become less flexible. Your body takes longer to process glucose, and your risk for hypertension increases. Eating late, even a light snack, can trigger small spikes in blood pressure, elevate nighttime cholesterol, and increase clotting risks while you sleep. And here's something most people don't realize. The risk isn't just from what you eat, it's when you eat. A study from the American Heart Association found that people who consumed calories within 2 hours of going to bed had a higher chance of developing nighttime blood pressure problems. And those blood pressure surges are one of the leading silent triggers of nocturnal strokes. Now, I know what you might be thinking, but I can't sleep on an empty stomach. Here's what you can do instead. If you absolutely need something, choose a small portion of high magnesium, low sugar foods like a few almonds or half a banana, at least 90 minutes before lying down. These support relaxation without overstimulating your cardiovascular system. And here's the big takeaway. Eating late at night may seem harmless, but after 65, it's a habit that could be silently harming your heart, your brain, and your future independence. Have you been doing this without knowing the risks? Drop a comment below and let me know what your usual bedtime snack is. I read every single one, and your comment might help someone else make a better choice tonight. Now don't go anywhere, because in Part 3, we're going to bust the biggest myth of all, the sleep aid that's supposed to help you rest, yet may actually increase your chances of stroke by interfering with your brain's natural recovery system. Let's continue. Part 3. The sleep aid that might be putting you at risk. Let's talk about something that nearly half of older adults rely on, but almost no one questions. Over-the-counter sleep aids. It's easy to see why they're popular. You're tossing and turning, struggling to fall asleep, and the bottle of pills promises fast, restful sleep. It sounds like the perfect fix. But here's the truth. Many common sleep medications, especially those marketed as PM or nighttime relief, can silently increase your stroke risk after 65. Let me explain. As you age, your brain becomes more sensitive to chemicals. Sleep aids like diphenhydramine or doxylamine, ingredients found in popular nighttime medicines, can interfere with your brain's natural sleep cycle. Instead of putting you into deep, restorative sleep, they sedate you by slowing down brain activity. But sedation isn't the same as real sleep. Even worse, these medications can lower your heart rate too much, disrupt your body's ability to regulate blood pressure, and increase nighttime confusion or dizziness, making you more prone to nighttime falls, pressure fluctuations, and yes, even stroke events. Now, here's a fact you might not know. According to the National Institute on Aging, regular use of antihistamine-based sleep aids is associated with a higher risk of cognitive decline and cardiovascular events in seniors over 65. That means what's helping you sleep tonight could be silently hurting your brain and heart in the long run. Let's go back to Jim for a moment. Remember him from the beginning of this video? He had been taking an over-the-counter sleep aid every night for 6 months. He never thought twice about it. But the night of his stroke, he had doubled his dose because he said he just couldn't shut his brain off. His stroke was likely the result of multiple things: dehydration, poor sleep posture, and yes, his use of that common medication. So what can you do instead? Here are safer alternatives. Try magnesium glycinate. Gentle on the stomach. Supports real sleep. Drink herbal teas like chamomile or lemon. Balm an hour before bed. Follow a consistent routine. No screens. 60 minutes before sleep. A dark, quiet room. And gentle breathing before bed. And most importantly, talk to your doctor about any sleep issues. Don't self-medicate just because the label says nighttime. Now, have you ever taken sleep aids without realizing their risks? Tell me in the comments what you've tried. This is a judgment-free zone, and you might be helping someone else break a dangerous habit. And stay right here, because Part 4 is coming up, and it's all about your sleep position. That's right. The way you lie down could either protect your brain or put silent pressure on your arteries. You do not want to miss this next part. Part 4. The sleep position that could increase your stroke risk. Most people don't give a second thought to how they sleep. You lie down, find a comfortable spot, and drift off. But after 65, something as simple as your sleeping position could either support healthy blood flow or quietly increase your risk of stroke overnight. Let's break the myth first. Myth: it doesn't matter how I sleep, as long as I get sleep. Truth: your sleep posture can directly affect blood circulation to your brain, especially as your arteries become less flexible with age. Here's what most people don't realize. When you sleep flat on your back with a high pillow, or worse, with your neck bent forward, it can restrict blood flow through the carotid arteries in your neck. These are the very arteries responsible for delivering oxygen-rich blood to your brain. Now, if those arteries are already narrowed from years of plaque buildup, a condition called carotid artery stenosis, then any extra pressure or poor neck alignment during sleep can make the situation worse. That's how small blockages can turn into silent threats. And remember, strokes don't always happen from dramatic events. They often build up quietly over time until one night, your body reaches a tipping point. So, what's the safer way to sleep? According to neurologists, sleeping on your side, particularly your left side, can help improve circulation, reduce pressure on major blood vessels, and support better oxygen delivery during the night. Also, using a medium loft pillow that supports your neck without bending it too far forward is key. Avoid stacking pillows or sleeping in a recliner position unless medically advised, as this can reduce circulation in both your neck and lower extremities. Let me give you an example. Marianne, 70, had been waking up with mild headaches and numbness in her arm. Her doctor couldn't find anything wrong at first, until they looked at how she was sleeping. She was lying on her back with a thick pillow every night, unknowingly compressing her neck and restricting blood flow. After adjusting her position and switching to side sleeping with a better pillow, those symptoms stopped, and more importantly, her blood pressure at night became more stable. Have you ever thought about how you sleep? Drop a comment and tell me your usual sleeping position. You might not think it matters, but for many seniors, it makes a life-changing difference. And if you're finding this video helpful so far, now's a great time to subscribe, because the next part might shock you. Part 5 reveals the one nightly habit that almost no one talks about. Yet, it's linked to dangerous blood pressure spikes that often go undetected. We're almost there. Stay with me. Part 5. The one nighttime habit that silently spikes your blood pressure. This might be the most surprising and the most dangerous habit on the entire list, because it's something many seniors do every night without realizing what it's doing to their bodies. It's falling asleep in front of the television. Now, at first glance, it sounds harmless. After all, how many times have you dozed off on the couch watching a movie or the news? It feels like relaxation. It feels like routine. But here's the truth. Falling asleep to a glowing screen, TV, tablet, or even phone can interfere with your body's natural blood pressure regulation, increase stress hormones, and quietly elevate your risk of stroke while you sleep. Let me explain why. Your body relies on darkness to trigger melatonin, the hormone that helps you fall asleep naturally and keeps your cardiovascular system balanced during rest. But exposure to artificial light at night, especially blue light from screens, suppresses melatonin production. When that happens, your sleep is lighter, more fragmented, and your blood pressure may remain higher than it should throughout the night. Even more concerning, researchers from Northwestern University found that older adults who were exposed to even dim light during sleep, like the glow of a TV left on, had significantly higher nighttime heart rates and blood sugar levels, both of which are tightly linked to increased stroke risk. And think about what usually happens after falling asleep with the TV on. You don't move. You don't shift positions. You stay in a fixed, slouched posture, often with your neck or back misaligned, which, as we discussed in Part 4, can restrict blood flow and increase stroke potential. So what should you do instead? Turn off all screens 30 to 60 minutes before bed. Use soft, warm lighting in the evening. No overhead lights after 8 p.m. Replace background TV with calming audio or white noise if needed. Keep your sleep environment dark, quiet, and cool. It's a simple shift, but it can drastically improve your sleep quality and protect your brain. Now, let me ask you, do you ever fall asleep with the TV on? If so, tonight is the night to try something different. Share your experience in the comments. I'd love to hear how common this is among our viewers. And don't forget, if you haven't subscribed yet, now's the time. Because up next is the final part of this video, a complete nighttime stroke prevention checklist that puts everything together in one easy-to-follow routine. This is what could help you, or someone you love, sleep more safely tonight. You've just learned 5 nighttime habits that millions of seniors unknowingly follow. habits that can quietly raise the risk of stroke, especially after age 65. Let's take a moment to recap what we covered. Drinking too much water right before bed can lead to blood pressure swings and dangerous overnight bathroom trips. Eating late at night, even a small snack, forces your body into overdrive and destabilizes blood sugar and pressure while you sleep. Using over-the-counter sleep aids may sedate you, but they don't give your brain the rest it truly needs, and they can increase confusion, heart rate disruption, and stroke risk. Sleeping in the wrong position, especially flat on your back with a thick pillow, can restrict blood flow to your brain. Falling asleep in front of the TV keeps your body flooded with artificial light, blocks melatonin, and leaves your nervous system overstimulated through the night. Now, here's your nighttime stroke prevention checklist, a routine you can start tonight. Stop drinking large amounts of water at least 2 hours before bed. Eat your last meal or snack 3 hours before sleeping. Avoid sleep aids unless prescribed by your doctor. Sleep on your side with your head supported, but not elevated too high. Turn off screens 1 hour before bed and keep your room dark and quiet. This checklist may seem simple, but for seniors over 65, it could be the difference between waking up rested or not waking up at all. And that's not fear, it's fact. Strokes don't give you a warning, but your habits. They're the early signs. And now, you know what to look for. So here's what you can do next. If you found this video helpful, please hit the like button. Not just for me, but so YouTube shows this video to more seniors who may be at risk and not even know it. If you haven't already, subscribe. Every week, I release new science-backed videos to help you stay strong, independent, and healthy after 60. And next week, I'll be sharing a surprising morning habit that's linked to a 7 spike in stroke risk. You do not want to miss that. Finally, share this video with someone you care about, because the most powerful thing you can give someone is knowledge that could save their life. Thanks for watching, and sleep safely tonight.